What is your job, and how much do you get paid? As someone who was just happy he makes $15 an hour, entering this thread was a mistake. Entrepreneur, negative 10k per year. I work in a steel mill that heats steel bars to a certain hardness. I get paid $18 an hour, and so far we haven't had anyone die for a year. That's a record. Work for a family of iron foundries. We had our first death in my 11 years here 2 years ago, and it was awful. The death itself was not particularly gruesome, but the crap around it was. It was not our employee, it was a temp. He was doing something he shouldn't, and was pinned by a casting, and had a heart attack. Before he could be released, we notified the temp agency, who refused to either contact his family or allow us to do the same. We didn't have that information made available to us. They didn't find out until the next day. They are of course our ex-temp agency. The family was rightly super pissed. This just adds to my hatred of temp agencies. I do research with brain cells, HIV, coke, and fentanyl. $29,500 a year aka $14/HR. Yes, I'm sad that this is what a master's degree got me. You got host. You don't need a master's degree due to drugs. Nuclear plant electrician 50 an hour. 150k a year depending on OT/bonus. Moving into an operations role in the plant soon. Homer. Inspect nuclear reactors under contract. $100k/E, but only work 10 weeks a year. I'm a line cook manager for a busy restaurant, and I get paid $19 an hour plus TIP share plus profit share from 2 recipes of mine on the menu. That's so awesome, you get a chunk of $sign for your very own menu recipes. I feel like that should be a standard, especially nowadays with restaurants struggling to not have a revolving door staff. Congrats to you. Glad you got a job that sounds high stress, but you manage well and have a respectful boss on top it. Wendy's crew member. $9 normal hours, $10 when I close. If I become an ambassador I could make $12 an hour, but that's a lot of work. I work the grill usually, and they say I'm the best at it, not including the managers and one of the ambassador. 450 truck driver doing roll-off dumpsters for $20/HR. I do whatever needs to be done around the warehouse that doesn't require a forklift. $19 hour. Any reason you don't have a forklift license? If there is no medical reason, seems like a good way to boost your pay rate once experienced. I'm actually in the same position. I'm a still operator, but I do a lot around the plant. As long as it doesn't involve forklift, I can get forklift certified anytime I want. But it seems like every time someone gets fired here, it involves a forklift. No thanks. Officer on a container ship, work about 6 months out of the year and make about 120k. For the most part my job is looking out a window at some waves. Do you enjoy what you do? If I could go back I think this is what I'd want. But I would imagine work-life balance is awful / having a family if applicable. I do enjoy it. Just being on the water is relaxing. It's better as a young single guy not really having any expenses and then being off with no commitments for a few months at a time. I don't plan on doing it forever, as having a family would be difficult. Just doing it for enough years to experience things and set myself up early with no debts and maybe a house. Private jet captain. Varies with overtime, but this year will be around $360k. Well damn. Hell yeah. Electrical substation design engineer. $126,000 a year. I'm surprised to find my job this far up in the thread. Unfortunately I'm at $75k. Working on getting my peather, which should put me at just over $100k.